Plans had originally been made to meet in Irwin at Powell's to coordinate a drive and hike up to Beauty Spot. But once there, we quickly changed our destination to Max Patch when we realized how much it might possibly rain. And rain equals suck when camping on top of a bald. It sprinkled on us lightly as we hiked up the 0.4 mile trail to the top of Max Patch, which is where the Blue Blaze Trail meets up with the AT. From there, it's about 1.8 mile northbound to the shelter. We had already discussed our plans and knew that there would be no views with all the cloud coverage and decided to head straight for the Roaring Fork shelter. At about 4,600 feet, Max Patch is, in my opinion, one of the top 10 views of my limited 1,200 mile experience on the AT. Because of this, on any average Saturday, there can be a few dozen to even a few hundred people on top of Max Patch. It's roughly a 400-foot incline from the parking area. This was not an average Saturday. Rain and cold temps definitely were keeping people away. We saw almost no one at the top. The wind was only about 10 to 15 miles an hour or so, but we knew that storm was headed our way and those winds would be picking up to 45 miles an hour throughout the night. Luckily, from the summit, the trail drops around 600 feet in elevation, down to around 4,000 feet. This gave us hope that it would be more protected from the wind that was yet to come. Being that it was only a 2-mile hike each way, I picked up some firewood ahead of time, and we carried it in. We took turns, each of us carrying it in half-mile increments. It might look heavy, but in short distances it wasn't that bad, and we knew it would be well worth the effort. The Roaring Fork shelter is a lot like most shelters on the AT, which is 3 walls and a roof. 8 people can comfortably fit inside. The shelter also has a picnic table that's underneath the roof. This was awesome and provided us a way to stay out of the rain that was on and off all night. Knowing that the firewood we brought in wouldn't last long, Gage started processing some wood right away that would end up burning until well past 9 p.m.
I have a very important role. Very.
Marshmallows.
Hey, it took me a couple hundred miles to get to be this comfortable.
Steaks. Videography. And Oreo hot chocolate.
Chuck, also known as Point on the trail, was nice enough to pack in 4 juicy pre-seasoned and seared steaks for us to cook on the fire. Each of these steaks were lined with bacon and even mushrooms if desired. Greg brought the mashed potatoes, which made for an excellent side dish to go along with the steaks. No one was going hungry this night.
Well, thank you very much, Chuck, for back here tomorrow.
Let's go on dinner.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's like pure salt right there. It's awesome.
Chuck, your pack tomorrow is going to be what?
Quite a bit
6-7
lighter.
pounds?
Way down around 10. Because I'm probably not going to eat it.
That's it. Oh my gosh. Chuck,
Did we do good?
this is amazing. I mean, like, I gotta know what kind of steak you bought because this is like so soft.
After dinner was consumed, we roasted marshmallows and made the Packet Gourmet Boston Cream Parfait for dessert.
Hey, Greg. Headed up to the top of Bald Max Patch.
Yeah,
Gonna go stay all by your lonesome.
pretty much.
Test out your lunar solo.
If my truck's not there in the morning, you know it was a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll expect a text if you disappear.
will do.
Otherwise, I'll kick you in the morning, wake you up.
Yeah, I got your gloves too. So.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
You don't need them tonight, do you?
No.
With Greg off and headed back to Max Patch, we all settle down and enjoy the fire for the rest of the evening. We sit, watch, and talk as we tend the fire. We talk about things light as well as heavy, about things that weigh on our souls along with the things that lift us up. At around 7 p.m., we saw lights headed our way. It turned out to be a family of 5, 2 adults and their 3 children. They had hiked through the rain and the night in order to get out for the weekend and test out some of their new camping gear. We all talked as they got everyone ready and situated in the shelter and cooked dinner. By 8:30 p.m., all was quiet and most everyone was asleep. Morning came early at 5:30 a.m. We woke up early so we could hike up to Max Patch and watch the sunrise. We figured about an hour or so for the 1.8 mile hike plus a little buffer. When we went to bed, it was near 40 degrees. By now, the thermometer read 28 degrees. The ground was just starting to freeze and crunched lightly as we walked on mud that had frozen over. Here I asked Gage if it felt like 28 degrees to him. He said it felt like 28 minus 1,000 for wind chill factor. I am paraphrasing here because I don't remember at all what he actually said, but I do know that he was cold. If we kept our backs to the winds, which easily had gusts up to 50 miles an hour, it wasn't all that bad. We toughed it out and were rewarded with a pretty amazing show as the clouds flew past overhead and the sun rose in the distance. I asked Chuck if it was cold to him, and he, with a smile but without hesitation, said it was indeed cold. I have to admit that I was a little surprised to see so many people come out for a sunrise in this kind of weather. Some came, took their photos, and quickly left, while others stayed around for the full show. We looked around and there was only one tent that was directly on the Bald, but it was not Greg's. I eventually turned my phone's airplane mode off and got his text that he had sent me the night before. His rain jacket had failed during his hike back, and he had made the good decision to call the trip, pack it up, and go someplace warm and dry. Does it feel 28 degrees, Chuck?
It does.
Let's go get some breakfast in Hot Springs. It turns out that the restaurant we wanted to go to in Hot Springs is not open on Sundays. We drove over to Mars Hill and found a Waffle House instead. From here we drove Gage back to Irwin and dropped him off at his car and said our farewells. Another fun and amazing adventure with good friends came to a close.